And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. We're live here at the Laurel Park Paddock, where we like to be. I'm Stanton Salter, along with our odds maker, Keith Fustel. It's a beautiful Friday as we get ready to start the three-day race weekend. A couple nice carryovers today. 6 stake races on the world-class turf courses tomorrow.
Oh, it's a big day tomorrow with purses over, $450,000. The class on the grass, and we're gonna have some familiar faces out there too, Stan. No doubt about it. Ben's Cat, Rose Breyer. Some ones we've seen, some of these Virginia breds coming up. It should be a very good day of racing.
And Flash Phelps, of course, another Maryland bred champion, along with Ben's Cat. Flash Phelps making his comeback to square off against Ben's Cat in the Mr. Diz. So 6 turf stakes for you tomorrow here. The class on the grass will be on the all along and the Fort Marcy turf courses all weekend long here at Laurel Parks. And 9 races today, 6 grass races for you today, 11 races tomorrow, including 6 turf stakes on our world-class turf course here at Laurel Park. It's a beautiful day. Some carryovers today. But real quick, let's talk about Shimmering Aspen. Perhaps one of the top 3-year-old fillies in Maryland right now, and a very, very impressive winner of the Alma North last Saturday. I wasn't here last weekend, but I saw the replay, and she just crushed a nice field of filly mares in the Alma North.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing it right now. I think she's going to be one that can stretch out, but she's awfully dangerous in that 6 to 7 furlong distance, Dan, moving forward through the summer. I'd be interested to see where Rodney goes ahead and points her next.
We caught up with Rodney Jenkins a couple mornings ago here at Laurel Park. Here's what he had to say about his big, good-looking 3-year-old filly, Shimmering Aspen.
Yeah, I was glad she didn't lose a little heart, after the black-eyed Susans, but she came back strong. But she's that kind of filly. I mean, she's got a lot of class.
How do you think she came out of the race, and what do you think you might be pointing next with her?
She came out of the race beautiful, I have to say. Eats everything, and she's sound, knock on wood. I'm going to take her probably to Belmont on the 9th of July for the Grade 3 victory ride. It's 6.5 on the dirt. I think that's a good race for her. When I put her back in work, if she's, got her life back to her and everything, that's what my plan is.
All right, so there's Rodney Jenkins. So maybe still a question mark about Shimmering Aspen getting the 2 turns, but who cares about that right now? She's dominant right now at that 6.5, 7 furlong distance. So 6.5 next in the victory ride, and then all things go well there. Maybe the Grade 1 test going 7 furlongs up at Saratoga. So she's very, very dangerous. She has that early speed and enough stamina to get to 7 furlongs.
She's got everything. I mean, she's perfect at that distance. I mean, as long as she avoids a little bit of trouble, but she's got a nice stride. She covers a ton of ground. She's tactical enough. She's, for as big as she is, she's got that burst even early whenever you want to use it.
Sure.
And, boy, that's awfully dangerous when you possess that tactic.
All right, so Rodney Jenkins, big weekend last weekend with Shimmering Aspen winning the Alma North. And, the Jenkins barn, they're going to have a big weekend this Saturday as their turf champion Flash Phelps making his 2017 debut. He hasn't run since last November in a tough 3 other than allowance race. A good second that day, beating the nose, but he won the Maryland Million Turf last year. That was his second year in a row winning the Maryland Million Turf. He's been a Maryland bred turf champion the last couple of years, I believe, but his game is going long. He's making a comeback here in the Mr. Diz, going 6 furlongs. You think he can get up going 6 furlongs in the comeback race?
I think he can. I mean, he kind of goes on cruise control in those races, going a mile 16th. He just kind of makes that nice little sweeping move, and I think he's going to like the 6 furlong distance. That's an interesting race, a real tricky field. I think Granda Flora is a price horse that has a shot in there. Ben's Cat, what's he going to do? I mean, can he, looks like he's probably lost a little bit, but he fits right in with the rest of this field. That's a really good race. One of the better betting races, I think, overall on that card.
Yeah, it's a big field in the Mr. Diz. 4 Maryland bred, 6 furlongs on the turf. Flash Phelps, he broke his maiden sprinting on the turf over there at Pimlico against Maiden Special Weight Company. He just fired a 3 furlong work, 35-1, June 17th here at Laurel Park. So looks like Rodney Jenkins maybe wanted to put a little speed into him. He's sitting on a big race. He's a 3-time winner here at Laurel Park. We caught up with Rodney Jenkins again the other morning talking about the champion Flash Phelps.
Flash is doing great. I've really had a hard time getting a race for him, so that's why I'm going this 3/4. I know that's not his distance, but it's got natural speed. I hope that he's close at the head of the lane. He'll make a race of it. He's doing good. He's sound. He's same old spoiled self. But he's a lovely horse to be around.
And yeah, he really has fit into their program nicely since the past couple years, since he was a 4-year-old. The light bulb turned in, and what a nice horse he is. The question is, can he get up going the 6 furlongs? I think the distance is fine for him.
No, I think looking at who he's running against, yeah, he'll be fine at 6. I don't think it should be any problem for him.
So, all right, so Flash Phelps and the Mr. Diz tomorrow. The Jamila, a nice Maryland-bred filly and mare, turf sprint, 6 furlongs on the turf. We caught up with trainer Tim Keefe. He has a good-looking 3-year-old filly by Great Notion, same sire as Flash Phelps. Lay Weekend, she's gotten very good on the turf her last 2 starts. Here's trainer Tim Keefe talking about Lay Weekend in the Jamila this Saturday.
Yeah, I have been. You know, she's been a filly that ever since she came from Lynn Ashby's, she's moved forward. Not a lot of times you get a horse that takes every step forward like she has. She's a pleasure to have in the barn. She trains hard. She's very sound. She has ability. And the most important attribute that she has is she has that desire to want to win that a good horse, really good horse, has to have. Fergal's been on her for most of her starts, for all of her starts, and he's always been impressed with her. We've always liked her from the beginning, and he's always said also, he says, you know, let's wait until the summertime when we have turf. He really thought she would excel on the turf. She's trained well on the turf, and she ran well on the turf for us last time. So we're excited about running her. I do think the race came up a little tougher maybe than I thought it might, but we're going to give her a shot.
All right, so there's trainer Tim Keefe talking about Lay Weekend. Good-looking Maryland bred. She hasn't been worse than second since her debut last February. Tough inside post, but going 6 furlongs, I don't think the inside post should be a problem.
It's a crack field. She's going to have to step it up number-wise. You take a normal glance. You got some horses that can run in the middle to high 80s. Everything Lovely. Everything Lovely probably going to be your favorite. I've got her 9-5. She might hedge up a little bit off of that. I might have been a little bit too strong considering the distance. She's probably best at 5, 5.5. The road, though, with a good break with Everything Lovely, she's going to go through her. So the weekend should draft up. She might fall a little bit further back, Stan, than what she's been in some recent races, but she's an improving sort. Another good race. Lovable Lady, who got the best of Everything Lovely last year in this race. You've got Daylight ahead, an improving type for Hugh McMahon. A tricky one here. What about Trumbetta's horse, My Sister's Sledge? She keys up against, a horse she comes out of that race down in Florida, adds the Lasix, turning back in distance. I think this is a nice little fit. She's an improving 3-year-old, could be dangerous, and you should get a square price on her as well.
Now, if she gets first-time Lasix, how about If I Was a Boy, making her turf debut here as a 4-year-old filly by Jumpstart for trainer Bill Comlow. They've told me before they've been waiting to get this filly on the turf. She's made about $150,000 on the dirt. Sheldon Russell gets aboard. She hasn't run since she was a good second in the Conniver last March, but she could be an interesting horse at a price in the turf debut. It's a nice nice addition here, the Jamila.
She's going to be an awfully big price in there, as you say. If he's tipped you off that he thinks she's going to be all right, yeah, throw a couple bucks down. She'll be everywhere 15, 20, 30 to 1.
So the stakes are wide open. We have 6 of them for you tomorrow here. The Class on the Grass class. It's 6 turf stakes out of 11 races. Hats off to the racing office. They did a fantastic job in the Nellie Mae Cox race 5 tomorrow here at Laurel Park. Going a mile on the turf. Secret or not, she almost won this race last year. She's in the barn to train of Ferris Allen. She gets the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado aboard. Here's what Ferris Allen had to say about Secret or Not, a 3-time winner on the grass here at Laurel Park.
We really like this filly. She's been terrific to train, and when we bought her this winter, we were lucky enough to find her. We bought her out of Eagle Point Farm in Ashland, Virginia, and she came in and trained just terrifically up to her first race, just as advertised. And then she was able to win her first start over a real soft going off of a long layoff. So that really said something to us about her. And then we ran her 2 weeks ago in a 2 other than allowance, and she got bumped a couple times. We think she probably should have been second, but she still ran a real positive race. Pretty honest girl.
This is her 3rd start off the layoff. How's she coming into the Nellie Mae Cox?
We're real happy with her. It's a 2-week turnaround, so she didn't need to do much in between. And she's just a nice, easy-going filly, so I don't think having this short spin back should affect her. I'm more worried about the toughness of the rest of the race.
All right, well, she's got the credentials to run well. Best of luck on Saturday, Ferris.
Thank you, Gabby.
All right, so secret or not, she was the runner-up in this race last year of the Nellie Mae Cox, the runner-up to Queen Caroline, and that same rival's back in the Nellie Mae Cox again this year.
Queen Caroline, Armoire, they're going to take predominantly most of the play in the race. They'll both be 8-5, 9-5, 2-1, 7-5 in that range. Yeah, Secret. I like the improvement. I liked the race last time. She looked good on the track, but once again, I mean, I can't see her getting by those top two right now. One of those two are going to have a hiccup.
All right, so that's just a little taste for you for what's coming up tomorrow here. We have 6 turf stakes on the world-class turf course here at Laurel Park. We talked about 3 of them this morning. We'll talk about some more on today at the races tomorrow. But we have a nice card to get to today. 6 races on the grass here, 9-race program, couple nice carryovers. Rainbow Pick 6 starts in race 4. That's a little over 10,000. Here's what's coming up for all you premier players Saturday only here at Laurel Park. You hit the late pick 4 and split your share of a $300 bonus. Hit it and split it. Premier players, check out the late pick 4 Saturday here at Laurel Park. All you crab lovers around here in Maryland, coming up, the big crab feast of the summertime. Oh, this is a famous one, the Laurel Park Crab Feast. It's been on maybe a couple-year hiatus, but always a very popular event here in the summertime at Laurel Park. It's Sunday, July 30th. Good to see the best crab feast of the summertime back on the marketing calendar this summer.
I'd like to stop down in between races, maybe get some Old Bay on the binoculars. I don't know if I would want to do. Maybe that would help and fog them up a little bit, give a little better chart cut. But no, that looks good. Looks very good.
And then we have the coming up here at Laurel Park. All you premier players, check out the All-American Challenge coming up Saturday, July 8th for premier players here at Laurel Park. The All-American Challenge. Check that out. You can find out more information about all the upcoming events for Crab Feast players, all the premier players. Check it out on laurelpark.com. Let's show you the carryovers here today. Rainbow Pick 6, we've been telling you about that. That's a little over 10,000, $10,197 in that Rainbow Pick 6. That starts in race 4. We have the Super High 5 carryover here in race 1. Super High 5, a little shy of 4,300 today. So some phenomenal betting opportunities here on the 9-race program today.
Absolutely. You know, today's card, Sunday's card I just got done was some tough races. So, yeah, all throughout the weekend it looks good, and let's hope we get some big pump into that pick 6 today. That would be good. Give it a shot. It's not easy at all.
All right, if you don't believe us about the beautiful weather conditions, let's show you the track conditions. We'll be fast and firm today here. We're on the all along in the Fort Marcy turf courses. We'll tell you which courses we're on throughout the day, but just a beautiful Friday afternoon to get things going here for the weekend. In the 80s, a little cloud cover, so it's not too hot, fast and firm. We have a lot to get to here, including an 8-1 shot for your leading trainer. I love as my long shot of the weekend here in race 1. Let's take a look here. Race 1, a nice carryover in that rolling Super High 5, a little shy of 4,300 here in the Super High 5 carryover for race 1. Race 1 also kicks off the early pick 5 mandatory payout with an industry low 12% takeout there on the early pick 5. But let's take a look here. Maiden 16,000, going 5.5 furlongs on the all along here for the opener. I love the 8 Little Tricks, cutting back in distance. 3rd time since the claim here for top trainer Kieran McGee, cutting back in distance, dropping from the maiden 25 to maiden 16. The barn route to sprint, they're a solid 27%. You get a top rider, Alex Centron, breaking from the outside. I think he'll get a nice trouble-free trip out there in the clear. I love the 8 Little Tricks here for the Hot Connections.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see if he ends up on the lead or not in this race. He's going to have to show a little bit more than what he did last time. Internal's not really that fast. No, he had a little bit of give to the ground that day. Yeah, I might have had him line a little too high. I don't think, 3-1. I think he'll float up a little bit from there, Stan. You had a scratch for the 3 long shot Derico, which is going to be one of the speeds. It's going to help the chances. Was probably the 9 Pearsonator, but I go with the 12 Jake's Outcaster. I just think sprinting. This is his game. He got back to it last time, and a couple of his sprint races over this turf course are good enough to do it. I think he's got enough flow in front of him. Second time off of a little layoff, Joan Reynolds will have this horse ready to go. Party Regent got away with it all on his own last time out.
Right.
He'll have a better pace to run out this afternoon. Jake's Outcaster. 12th time, I think, is the charm for him.
I think that's the horse to beat there on the outside with the top rider, Caramanos aboard. I'll try to beat that one, but respect to 12. I use that one in the exacta. You have the 11 in your exacta here from the Hammy Smith barn. You get the 5-pound apprentice, Ashley Castrenja. This girl can ride. She's been winning some good races for good barns, works hard in the morning, riding for some good outfits.
And she's been doing very well with Hamilton Smith. This horse, I think that last race was a little bit better. Gets more firmer ground today. Disco Express was a first-timer, if I'm not mistaken, for Trombetta. The one that they got right through along the rail. Ran a good buyer. 64, decent finishing fig over that softer going. But this horse made a little bit of move and was caught up behind horses into the stretch stand. This horse could have shifted out. KD decided to kind of stay in, hope a seam open. It really didn't until very late. This horse, I think, a little bit bigger sweeping turn at Laurel is going to appreciate a little bit extra ground in this turf course, firmer ground. Colonel Argo is your price shot to use within the mix for your exotics.
All right, so we both like price shots here in the opener to kick things off for the weekend. So we'll either be in, real confident this weekend, or with our tail between our legs here after the opener. You got the 10-1 shot, 11 Colonel Argo. I got the 8-1 shot there. Little tricks there.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Ronnie's horse, the favorite, the big dropper, Slick Man. For Hillwood coming in on a big drop. It hasn't been seen since November. But
both tossed it.
Ran against Great Bulls of Fire, Cheyenne's Colonel. Horses come back and run well in allowance types. I just can't take a shorter price. This horse will come down from what he is right now.
A big give up there from the maiden special weight Maryland Million Nursery last year, coming back here, 3-year-old debut for a well-bred son of Not for Love, in for 16. So a big question mark there with the big drop.
Good betting race. The opener, the Inspector Bills did a good stalking trip, and you got a couple firsts. We know I really have a whole lot of time, but both of them are bred to handle the grass.
All right, so both Keith and I like the opportunities there to make some money there in race 1. Race 2 kicks off the early pick 4 on the main track, going 6 furlongs, 3-year-olds and upward, claiming 11,000. I go with the 6 Papa Portmore coming off the layoff for trainer Sammy Davis. Xavier Perez aboard. Papa Portmore, 7-year-olds, a 2-time winner here at Laurel Park. Last time we saw him here at Laurel Park last July against Open 25,000 company. He was a beaten favorite that day, going a mile, a good third. He's been working well here in the mornings at Laurel Park. Nice 48-4 half-mile work June 7th here at Laurel Park. I'll take a shot with the Papa Portmore coming off the layoff.
Impossible race. That's all I can tell you. Hit the all button if you can afford it. I think this is one of the tougher races I've seen in a while. A tough race to line. I can't take anything less than maybe 3-1 on anybody in here, but I think Mr. Game 7, you go back to that race back in December, had a perfect setup with some speed. There's plenty of speed in this race with the likes of Pomeroy's Package and Nye, number 5 for Jonah Reynolds. But Mr. Game 7 is reported first-time gelding for Jerry Robb. You go back to that race of 79 Fig. This horse likes Laurel. His better races are at Laurel Park. He's going to get the right kind of setup. I think you're going to get a price. He comes rolling from the back of the pack. Slew's Love is another one I'm going to use. Looks a little cheap on paper. No, he's in form. A lot of these horses have really sketchy paper, Stan. I think this horse will transition back turf to dirt and run another big one at the 6 furlongs.
All right, it's a nice wide open, no conditions here. Wide open, claiming 11,000. A claim box might be active there.
Could be.
For the second race.
Yeah, he's dropping down.
Kick off that early pick 4. All right, we got to fly through a couple of these early races here to get to that pick 6 starting in race 4. Let's take a look, though, here. Race 3, we're going 5.5 furlongs on the Fort Marcy turf course with the rail at 87 feet, claiming 16,000. Philly Mares never won 2 lifetime. I'll go with the 7 St. Mistress here for trainer Mike Girales. Make the rider Julian Pimentel here on this 4-year-old daughter of St. and Dan for trainer Mike Girales. Coming off the layoff here, cutting back in distance. The barn route to sprint, 27% with a positive ROI. Showed some speed last out 2 turns at this level at Laurel Park last April, and then just got tired. I like the cut back in distance here off the brief freshening for the 7.
Yeah, I don't know. The early situation, she's going to come from just off of it. I don't think she's as fast as Choice Prospect early. Linden Inn has a little bit of speed, was hung very wide, but St. Mistress, this little shortening up could do the trick. I liked her both starts on the turf. She can get the job done. 5.5 might hit her well, but I like the 11, Not Tonight Bird, who comes in via the scratch in here. Going to have Sheldon Russell's going to stay out of Choice. He goes with Not Tonight Berta. Tim Key, $5 ROI, second off of a layoff on turf over the last 2 years. I like that angle, 14% winning percentage. This horse Key's up against the right kind of horses. She'll sit a good stalking trip from just off the pace, about 3 or 4 wide. Make a move, and hopefully hold off the rest of the closers.
Well, yeah, key drawing off the AE with the 10 of the with the scratch of the 10, Sweethearted. The 11, Not Tonight Bird, it does draw in there for top connections, 5-1 there. So I kind of overlooked that one. I'd already had my initial 4 picked, so I saw her draw in. I'm sticking with my initial 4. We both like the 9 here. Linda Nin from the Gary Capuano barn. Jevion Toledo gets aboard a sharp maiden win 2 starts ago. An okay third on a good turf course, facing winners early May here at Laurel Park. Now gets back to a firm turf course with a good outside post and a top rider aboard.
Yeah, pretty gritty maiden win. Not too bad last time. And she was hung 5 deep around the turn. That cost her. She'll be able to drop in. Not as much speed. She'll be able to draft over and get good position to make a move. I think the 11, if she runs her better race, her top race, she's a little bit better than Linda Nin. Choice prospect. I like her as well. I think she's going to be forward a long, long way.
All right, let's get a quick commercial break here. When we come back, we'll talk about the Rainbow Pick 6. That carryover is getting up there. A little over 10,000 starts in race 4 today. A bunch of big fields on the grass. You get a nice price horse home in your Pick 6. You could take it down for maybe 15,000, 20,000 today. I like it. I have a $43 ticket in the Pick 6. That starts in race 4. We'll start with that when we come back.
In the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Either way, you win. Have a stake in the race with ExpressBet.
Welcome back today. The race is presented by Fidelity First. We're live here at the Laurel Park paddock. Keith Fusel, I'm Stan Salter, getting you ready for a 3-day race weekend. It's beautiful out here on a Friday. Fast and firm. We have 9 live races, 6 of them on the grass. We're on the All Along and the Fort Marcy turf courses all weekend long. Of course, we have the class on the grass turf festival tomorrow. 6 turf stakes on our world-class turf courses. But don't sleep on today's Rainbow Pick 6. Nice chance to make some money here. They'll put about 5,000, 10,000. They've been betting this recently, and they could put about 5,000, 10,000. Nice sequence today in this Pick 6.
Wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, it's a tough little navigation through races 4 through 9. No doubt about it. I couldn't come up with any singles in my Pick 4. I even have a pretty high Pick 4 for me, but yeah, let's take a look at your Pick 6 ticket, Stan.
All right, it's a $43.20 play here for me in the Pick 6. Let's show the ticket here. I'm going to go 4 deep here in race 4, going with the 7, 9, 11, 12. This is a tough, wide open 7,500 claimer, 5.5 on the turf. So going 4 deep there with the 7, 9, 11, 12. Race 5, I'm going to go 2 deep there using the 2 and the 6. The 6, I just want to win. Going to be awfully tough to beat in there. Race 6, that's a nice maiden special weight. I'll go 3 deep in there using the 1, 2, and the 10. The 10, a nice first-time starter from the Arnaud Delacour barn at 5-1. The 10, Carmina Burana, I like there in race 6. And then there's my single, race 7, and Mary Epler, I trust. The 2, Victory Chimes, the Maryland-bred 3-year-old gelding looking for his 3rd win in a row here. Alex Cintron aboard. I'll key on the 2, Victory Chimes there in race 7. And then race 8, nice starter allowance. I'll go 3 deep there, going 3 deep there in the finale. So it all keys there on the 2 horse in race 7, Victory Chimes. That's my single here on the Pick 6.
Awfully good form, Victory Chimes. After that, poor start, horse didn't like talk to Mary about it. The horse did not like the softer ground, got back to the dirt, and has really kind of flourished right now.
All right, let's take a look here at race 4. It's a wide open, claiming 7,500, 5.5 furlongs on the All Along to start the Pick 6. This race also kicks off the middle Pick 4. We have a video spotlight here of the 9. Put Your Seatbelt On. Just got beat a neck his last start, June 11th here at Laurel Park. He should get a nice trip, I think, breaking from the outside today.
He's back in top form right now for Tony Aguirre. Aggressive with the move, in for 7,000. And he's one of my favorites, this old horse. He's tough. He loves the 5.5. He likes Laurel. Just two heartbreaking defeats, and I think today's situation, he's going to even lay a little bit closer. He might find himself up near the lead, makes a big move here in between horses, and just quite can't outfinish Indian Bucks. Great effort, gritty effort, perfect kind of flow up in front of him today. I think he'll be a couple lengths out of it turning for home. He might actually have the lead in mid-stretch and dig in late to hold on, but they're aggressive with the move. Indian Bucks, a horse that beat him last time. He's a horse stand that's run well in 2 other events. This $7,500 open 75 hits, put your seatbelt on right between the eyes.
I like
Gets
him.
it
I agree with you. Two-time winner here at Laurel Park. I think he'll get a nice trouble-free trip out there on the outside. Angel Cruz won 2 races on him last year. He's been aboard for those heartbreaking seconds, his 2 most recent starts. So we both like the 9. Put your seatbelt on. We both 9, 7, 12. Cold trifecta for us here in race 4. The 7 Political Farce. Can't take anything away from this hard-knocking 7-year-old. Nice win at this level in his last start, going 5 furlongs on a good turf course at Pimlico.
Yeah, gets a little extra ground. That really shouldn't hurt him. He might flatten just a touch, but in good form. Got a really nice ride by Leslie. The 12 came back, the old-timer. He and the 9, put your seatbelt on. They are the most proven at the distance or on the grass course, but came back getting a little bit long in the tooth, a double drop from 15 to 75. I still think plenty of play is going to come in on him. I think both of these horses might float down a little bit off of their morning line.
All right, so challenging first leg here of the Rainbow Pick 6. Nice carryover today, over 10,000. We both think they'll put about 10,000 into it today. Don't sleep on the Pick 6. You get a couple nice price winners home on your ticket, and you could be the only ticket to take down a nice $15,000, $20,000 score today in the Pick 6. Let's turn the page here. Is this what I think it is? It is. Yep, the old-fashioned wide-open nickel for filly and mares 3 and up. Love these races when they go. The bread and butter here of horse racing, these old-fashioned hard-knocking claimers. 6 furlongs on the main track. This race kicks off the late pick 5 with that industry low 12% takeout. Nice group here. I'll go with the 6. I just want to win. I've seen Schoenthal do this move before. He's aggressive at the claim box. He just claimed her for 75. She won by 8 that day. She's a 6-time winner here at Laurel Park. She's done nothing but win this year. She's made almost 50,000 this year winning these cheap claimers. Why the drop from 75 to a nickel first off the claim? I don't know. Maybe the race he wanted to go in didn't go or something, and then it came up 30 days. He could the nickel's there, so he wants to win. If he wins and loses a filly, they'll still make money on the claim. I've seen him do this before. A little bit of a question mark, but if she's on her game, she'll be tough to beat.
Got an
here.
aggressive owner, an owner that will claim, so you can afford to do it. It's not like he's got 2 or 3 horses in the barn. Barn's getting up there in quantity. So this is the way you play the claiming game. Lemon Lover, the same thing. I think it's either the 2 or 6, maybe more stormy weather. They're the 3 fastest. Lemon Lover for Kieran. 7 furlongs last time, a little flattened out. I think 6 is better distance for her. Kieran on the drop, 50% drop on dirt sprints the last couple of years. Yeah, 16 for 29, 55% with a positive ROI of close to $3.
He's pretty tough. The 2 Lemon Lover, 2-time winner here at Laurel Park. That was a nice win first off the claim against Open 15,000 company here at Laurel back in April. And then that allowance race at Pimlico just too tough, but dropping down to this level, she'll be awfully tough. I use her in the exacta, so 6-2 for Keith. No, 6-2 for me here in race 5, 2-6 for Keith. Here in the 5th, we both like the 5 a little bit here. More stormy weather. First off the claim for Tony Ferrier. Claimed the horse for Open 11. She was a beaten favorite that day. Waits the 30 days. Jams her in for a nickel today.
She looks like the only other one on her best could go ahead and upset one of the upset the 2 or the 6. But Lemon Lover got the best of the 6 last time out. Last time they face each other, I think she does it again.
All right, so nice salty group of open nickel filly and mare sprinters there in race 5. Race 6 to kick off the late pick 4. And this is a very nice maiden special weight, 5.5 furlongs on the Fort Marcy with the rail at 87 feet. I know you like the late pick 4 today. Here's your ticket.
Yeah, real quick. It's a little high for me, $54. I don't like usually giving tickets out, especially Friday, but it is payday. Everybody got their checks, I guess. Yeah, so we're going to go 6 deep to get it started because I think you've got some question marks. You've got a firster in here. You've got Michael Matz, first-time LASIK. 6 deep, 1, 2, 3, 8, 10, 11. 3 deep in race 7 and 8 in the 9th race, narrowing it down to the 2 or the 3. I think Just Call Me KL moving back inside is going to be awfully tough. Leroy Brown, the main threat from the back of the pack. If I could stretch it a little bit more, maybe add the 9 Tambourine for Kieran. But $54 ticket there in the late pick 4.
Well, you have some nice prices here in race 6. Let's take a look. This will be one of the features of the day here. Maiden special weight, 5.5 furlongs on the Fort Marcy. And you had the 10 there on your late pick 4 ticket. And the 10 is going to be my top pick. The 1 and the 2 are going to be your favorites. They might get compromised a little bit, having a break from the inside, going 5.5 furlongs here. So I'll take a shot here on this first-time starter from the Arnaud Delacour barn On the outside, the 10, Carmina Burana. I love the outside post here. 3-year-old filly by Kittens Joy. The Dam, she was a monster. Val Benny, she made almost 600,000. A multiple graded stakes winner, going long on the turf though. So maybe this filly wants longer down the road, but maybe she can just be the best animal in this race and get up going. What are we going? 5.5 furlongs here. Bobby Frankel, he trained the Dam. Leal Stables, the Jacksons, they own the Dam. She's had one older sibling that's won so far. Some nice works up there at Fair Hill. Delacour, solid 19% with his debut runners. You get a top rider, Sheldon Russell.
A little bit higher price on the Delacour. Interesting move with the one. Ran very well on the dirt. I know that track was lightning fast at Pimlico that day. Final time at 10-4. A big, real quick second quarter. This horse went around there. Foals were 0 for 17 on the grass. I had the Smiling Tiger, who made a ton of money, over $1 million, $1.4 million. Moves to the turf. Looks like, I mean, if she transfers that speed from the dirt over to the turf, boy, they're going to have her to catch, and she could be awfully dangerous. Going to be a shorter price. I agree with you. 10, maybe the 11, Sympathetic. I think this turnback really might do her good. Real bad trip at Parks last time out. The Lasix goes on. I'm keen up on that the two-back race at Gulfstream when she was, compromised. 12 posts out of 13 horses. Proctor's Ledge. This horse has gone on to do quite well. Turning back, I think Sympathetic can make a decent run. Needs a little flow, needs a little help, but the Lasix goes on. I think that's going to work.
They've taken their time with her. Patient handling here. Augustin Stable homebred. Michael Master trainer. Lasix debut today here in her 7th start, so maybe the patience will pay off there with the 11. We both like the 1 and the 2. You have to respect them. Just maybe tough inside post positions. The 1, Smiling Causeway, Fergal Lynch, really going to have to step on the gas from the get-go, breaking from the inside.
Well, she's got a big turn of foot. She showed it. At Pimlico. Hurricane Sheila had to do all the dirty work, was compromised by that last time out. So it's a good little race. I mean, Annapolis class for Sagamore. Yeah, you throw a line, got bet down against Shimmering Aspen. We've talked about her. They're going to go ahead and try her on the turf. You look at the mare, 2 for 8. On the grass, both sprint wins.
Okay.
So you've got a spread, I believe, in race 6.
This is one of our features of the day. A nice maiden special weight sprinting on the turf there to kick off the late pick 4. Let's turn the page. Race 7, we're on the main track here, going 6 furlongs, 25,000 starter allowance. Optional claimer, 25,000. This is my best bet of the day. My key horse here on the pick 6, the 2, Victory Chimes, in top form right now for trainer Mary Appler. This is a homebred here, Maryland bred, gelding bred and owned by Ashbourne Stables. It took him until his 4th try to break the maiden, but they kept the horse at the maiden, 40,000 ranks, and then he got the job done there. A nice win facing Starter Allowance Company last out over there at Pimlico. Well spotted here today. Since that win at Pimlico, a sharp bullet workout, 5 furlongs, June 17th at Pimlico, 101 and 1, fastest of 5 works that day. I think the 2, Victory Chimes, sitting on a big effort. I don't like the inside post here, but this horse I think has enough early speed. Centron can get a good stalking position early on, hopefully here with the 2, Victory Chimes.
Yeah, plenty of speed. Marty with the Party, speed. Wayne Scott, speed. How about them Cowboy speed? Fire Spark, speed. There's going to be enough speed up in front of this horse, and he dug in nicely last time when he got the lead. Stay Home made a nice run for Kieran. Just couldn't quite get up. Victory Charms in really sharp form, but I think Southern Barbecue has faced a little bit better horses. Comes out of a race for Seymour Deeney for Linda Rice. Ran a 101 fig. Kenny Decker, it's kind of a recurring thing here. Over the weekend, he's got these horses in the condition. He's laying them in for the tag where they could be protected. I don't know if it's a little bit of a fire sale. We'll see. I like the last race, and I think Forest Boy's the right kind of rider for this horse, shortening back up from a mile to 6 furlongs.
That was a good second 2 starts ago down there at Delta in Louisiana, and it did run into a buzzsaw last out with Seymour Deeney, who's one of many world beaters in the barn of trainer Linda Rice. So I use the 4 in my top 4. I'll throw the 7 into the exact to make the rider Katie Davis here on the 7, Fire Sparks for Hugh McMahon. And oh man, these two are red hot together. Katie Davis and Hugh McMahon, a nice positive ROI, nothing but long shot winners. They had a nice long shot winner a couple days ago up there at Delaware. So Katie Davis, Hugh McMahon, the hot connections, they team up here with the 7, Fire Sparks.
Yeah, I think Wayne Scott's the real, he's the horse if he gets out on the engine. We saw another Jones. Larry was dropping a few of them in. I think Kieran might have got one. The horse whistled. This horse is awfully quick, and he runs back to tops out at an 89 at the fairgrounds. Is he going to be able to shake clear? If he does, he could be gone.
All right, so nice little starter allowance there. Race 7 to kick off to late pick 3. Race 8 going 5.5 furlongs on the all-along turf course. Starter allowance here. Optional claimer 25,000, and we have a video spotlight here of the 4. Grogger. I used Grogger in my top 3. Going to get Taylor Hole aboard today. Taylor Hole just missed at 47-1 here. Black-Eyed Susan Day at Pimlico.
Yeah, this is after the rains, right? If I'm not mistaken, turf course is
Race
good.
12, yes.
Yeah, and Grogger was well back. And this is what we talked about at Pimlico, having the opportunity to make that deep, deep rally. And Grogger gets outside extremely wide. We're going to see this horse come flying. There it is, the 2. Just miss at the 5 furlong distance. She was absolutely rolling. A trouble trip last time out against almost a stakes-like field. Is a big drop in class back. Going to be a shorter price in that 7-2, 3-1 range. But Grogger, back to doing what she does best in the right kind of company. She's going to be tough. I think the 11 and left is going to be my top selection. Maybe a little bit better price for trainer Jamie Ness for Jagger Inc. I like some of the tries going back last summer against Blue Bahia. It's a horse that's going up and won stakes now. I think left a little bit better price, but 4 or 11 for me in there.
Yeah, you get a nice price there on the 11 left. Needs to do a little 0 for 4 on the grass, but you get Javion Toledo aboard on an outside horse. Might get a nice strip stalking from the outside. We both like the 3 here. We're in agreement here on Dirty Laundry. Make the rider Steve Hamilton aboard this 4-year-old filly for trainer Sharon Banford. And she's done nothing but to show that she has ability. The debut win when she was taken down, then a good second, a decent 4th, and then a nice win in the slop against Maiden 25,000 Company last out of Pimlico. They were trying for the turf that day. It came off the turf. They think she'll do well on the turf. She has early speed. She could be dangerous here with a good rider aboard.
When you're breaking it down, right, she could roll, and she did. We talk about the inside post, tough to boy. She whistled out of there over at Pimlico, and Silver Train is a sneaky good turf sire. I've seen plenty of them handle the grass, even on the bottom at Helmsman. And you should get close to double digits on the 3 Dirty Laundry.
All right, so a nice starter allowance turf sprint to kick off the late daily double there in race 8. Let's turn the page. Race 9, we're going a mile and a 16th here on the Fort Marcy with the rail at 87 feet, claiming 16,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. Never won 3 lifetime, and I think the 2 Just Call Me KL for trainer Tim Woolley. Get a nice ground-saving trip from the inside here with jockey Fergal Lynch aboard. This is the 3rd start back off the wintertime layoff. There was a good second over there at Pimlico. Ran off with the early lead at Pimlico. A good second that day, and then an okay 4th as the beaten favorite last out against 20,000 3 Life at Penn National. Finds a little easier company here today. Maybe they can try to get this 4-year-old son of Frisian Fire to rate a little bit more. You see, when they did that was a nice win here at Laurel Park last November when they rated the horse, and now he's been going to the front and getting tired. Hopefully Fergal Lynch can maybe get him covered up down there on the inside and have him come from off the pace.
Yeah, you got some horses stretching out here that could pose a pace threat to Just Call Me KL. Therefore, let's go ahead and try to rate this horse and get him covered up. Sit just off of Gavin Street, sense stretching out. Another one all blinked out, has some speed. I know he went a route last time out, but he was just hampered last time by that wider post. He came back in really good form off of the layoff from December to May, and he repeated the 2-back try against Enough It Is Enough, who beat him with a great ride by Trevor McCarthy that afternoon.
All right, we both like the 3 Leroy Brown's a winner over the grass here at Laurel Park. 5-year-old by Leroy De Sanamo. You get the top rider Edgar Prado aboard. Prado's aboard for the win 2 starts ago early May here at Laurel Park, and then a good second against Starter Allowance Company last out at Pimlico. Should be right there here at this level.
Yeah, he finds himself far back, but he doesn't really need a ton of speed up in front. He just goes ahead and makes his run.
All right, 6 out of 9 races on the world-class turf course today here at Laurel Park as we get ready for the Class on the Grass Turf Festival tomorrow with 6 turf stakes on the world-class grass tomorrow here at Laurel Park. Nice carryovers today. The big carryover, a little over 10,000 in that Rainbow Pick 6. Might have to head to the ATM machine. You're right, it is payday.
Let's go cash our checks and
Pick
take
6
a shot.
fundage here today. Good luck. Dave Robin coming up next. We'll have today's scratches and changes.